add your beans, a 14-ounce can of diced tomatoes, 1 12-ounce bottle of Modelo Dark Beer, 1 tablespoon or 4 grams of finely chopped fresh oregano, and a generous splash of water. Bring to a boil over medium-high, then reduce that further to low and simmer for 15 minutes. Now just remove that from the heat and stir in a third cup or 15 grams of finely chopped cilantro. Beans done. There's obviously some wait time during that, so while that's going, you can start your rice. You'll need 2 cups or 380 grams of medium grain rice. Wash your rice. End of story. Add to your rice cooker around equal parts water, 2 cups or 480 milliliters. Close the lid and turn it on. While that's cooking, add to a small pan a quarter cup or 60 milliliters of vegetable oil and 5 cloves of garlic, thinly sliced. Leave to medium low and allow that to slowly come up and begin to fry. After about 2 minutes, remove from the heat. Once your rice is done, season it generously with salt to taste. Now add 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of your garlic oil and your, well, fried garlic, as well as 2.5 tablespoons or 28 grams of lime juice and the zest of 1 lime. Optionally, you can add 1 tablespoon or 11 grams of preserved lemon peel. Josh, how do you acquire the preserved lemon peel? Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Josh. You just grab a piece of your preserved lemon, you cut the flesh off, and, well, finely chop the peel. That's it. Next, our blackened salsa. Here's a little secret to this one. In a large pan, add 1 cup or 240 milliliters of vegetable oil, 3/4 ounce or 18 grams of chili de arbol, and 1 ounce or 28 grams of guajillo chilies, both of which have been seeded. Heat that over medium for 3 to 4 minutes or until fragrant and some dark spots appear. 10 cloves of fresh garlic, and here's the kicker, 15 cloves of black garlic.
Site speed matters. Not only does a slow site frustrate customers, it repels them. Slow websites have been linked to higher bounce rates and lower conversions.
I think a really good way of putting it is, if it's not fast, it's broken.
Milliseconds could mean millions in missed sales for today's businesses, and even negatively impact organic search ranking.
I know. If you were to make this like I do, then you'd make your own black garlic, which takes another 168 hours. But you can easily buy this at the store or online, so I'll let this one slide because I love you. Anyway, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of light brown sugar, 2 tablespoons or 29 grams of vinegar, 2 teaspoons or 4 grams of ground cumin. Lightly stir and let that sit, remove from the heat until cool. Then transfer to a blender and blend on high until as smooth as you like. Don't forget to season with salt, and that's your salt. Moving on to the very important preserved lemon pico. This is why you made the preserved lemons. Medium-sized bowl, 3 Roma tomatoes, seeded and diced, half a red onion, very finely diced, 1 serrano chili, seeded and finely diced, 3 cloves of garlic grated, 3 tablespoons or 34 grams of preserved lemon skin, ideally brunoise, or you can dice as finely as you can. The juice of 2 limes, a little bit of salt to taste, 2 tablespoons or 8 grams of finely chopped cilantro, mix that all together, and well, that's it. It took 7 days or 168 hours of lemon prep, but those little pops of flavor will make this an unforgettable pico. To finish, our hot sauce requires almost nothing. Your bag of chilies should now be popped from the fermentation. Cut your bag open, put your chilies in, plus any liquids that were released from the chilies. Obviously, if you brine your chilies, don't add that liquid because it'll be too salty. Follow with 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of sugar, a 1/3 cup or 80 milliliters of white distilled vinegar, salt to taste, and optionally half a teaspoon or 0.5 grams of xanthan gum, which just prevents it from separating. You can also add garlic if you want that flavor, but honestly, this hot sauce is simple because it's incredible in its pure natural state. Finally, back to our sourdough tortillas. Medium-sized bowl. Add 1.5 cups or 225 grams of flour, 1.5 teaspoons or 9 grams of fine sea salt, half a cup or 120 milliliters of warm water, a 1/3 cup or 86 grams of fully matured sourdough starter. Mix it all together until you get a rough dough, and then knead for 3 to 5 minutes or until you get a smooth, supple dough. This can be made without the sourdough starter, but then it wouldn't be a sourdough tortilla. Anyway, cover that and let it rest for 30 minutes. Then separate into 5 to 6 pieces, roll into light balls, and working with one of your balls at a time, nice, roll into 11 to 12-inch tortillas. Begin heating a 12-inch cast iron skillet over medium-high until hotter than a quarter left on a beach chair in the sun. One at a time, add a tortilla and cook for 15 to 30 seconds or until it begins to puff and lightly char. Flip and cook for 15 to 30 more seconds. I mean, it should look like a tortilla, kind of like this. Then just repeat with all of your tortillas. Now, for a very special moment, remove your pork from the sous vide, pop the bag open, and just take a moment and enjoy the lusciousness, the greatness of this art. It's not just meat, it's a fine poem. So yeah, roughly shred your pork with its own fat, spread onto a foil-lined baking sheet, drizzle the whole thing with some of its own fat and juices from the bag, and pop into an oven set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 to 10 minutes or until crispy but still juicy and fatty. Don't leave it in there too long or it will dry out. Pay close attention. We just want little crispy bits here and there. For an assembly that took a grand total of 212 hours. Tortilla down, followed by a light smearing of your blackened salsa, your beautiful fried garlic citrus rice, the most tender of carnitas, preserved lemon pico, borracho beans, freshly grated Monterey Jack cheese or whatever cheese you like, some hot sauce to your heart's desire. It's not that spicy, you can handle it, and Carefully wrap it up nicely into a beautiful burrito, run your knife through the center to cut it open, and let's find out if this is worth it.
Probably one of the longest burritos I can imagine, and we're here. I have an assessment. Obviously, the flavors are amazing, but they're what you would expect. It's not like some alien flavor you've never had before, but that's not what I'm...
Hello? Hello? Ruri is still away. I don't know why. I cannot invite him or request to join him. How? That's right. I forgot to miss him. Oh god.